should have a height adapter.
There we go.
Okay.
You'll be taller than you.
That's okay, you're talking down to me. Whatever. It's the third millennium. So I look at you or the camera?
Either or, honestly.
Okay.
It'll be
Okay,
either way.
we'll do, yeah.
Hello, welcome back to Between the Two Signs. I am the host, Chase Flickema, and this is my guest today.
Hey, I am Volker, head of Biomicro, and it's my pleasure to be here today.
Made it here on time, just about, a few minutes late. Managed to find the room. So we'll just get right into it. So you're a microbiologist. Would you mind explaining what that is and what your specialized field within that is?
Microbiology, that's small biology for people that aren't that smart. So that's where I ended up. Jokes aside, you may have heard that human bodies comprise of about 50% eukaryotic cells or human cells, and the other half are bacterial cells or prokaryotic cells. They're smaller, so by biomass you're still mostly human.
But you had lots of friends that cruise around with you in your gastrointestinal tract, in your lungs, in your nostrils, on your skin, etc. So you're never alone at night.
That's a very creepy definition. You're never alone at your night.
No, you're never alone.
So you said you're the head of the department of microbiology. What do you do for your job?
Well, I do answer a lot of emails. So I read them and then I try and figure out what to say. I go to lots of meetings, strategize, try and keep the wheels turning, i.e. remove things that obstruct the wheels from turning. So try and find legal ways to smooth the way. We don't break the rules. But we look for ways, for efficiencies, to make our education better, to make our dollars stretch further, to make our faculty happier, less stressed, because if they're less stressed, they can be more creative and come up with great ideas for new discoveries, for better ways of teaching, that sort of thing.
Cool.
That's my very simple, farm way of saying what I do. I'm sure there are fancier ways to say all that.
You're a busy man, basically.
Yeah.
Just where did you end up going to college to get your degrees and stuff?
So I just had this question this morning. I was giving an intro in a big class, and the student came up afterwards and said, "Where are you from?" Which is a nice way of saying you have a weird accent. So I come from Cape Town, South Africa, or near there. Which is right on the southern tip of Africa. I went to college at University of Stellenbosch, which is a university town, beautiful place, too beautiful to go to class, although I did go to class most of the time. There were beaches about an hour's drive away, really nice beaches, mountains, so not quite as flat as around here. So I'd say this is a better place to study because fewer distractions. So my college education was a little more medieval. It was a lot more formal. You know, the professor walks in, dumps 50 minutes of info, and you walk out again. And the guy who taught us intro micro, he must have had polio as a young guy, because whenever he got angry, he smiled, which was really weird. And so then we had to do some micro. There was no choice. It was required. And in my senior year, we had to take a course in food micro. And the guy who was scheduled to teach it went on sabbatical. That's when professors get a half a year off to go do something else. And they got this person in from a research organization called Isabel Ruiz. And I would say those were the early days of engaging teaching. She really brought the micro alive in a way that I could relate to it. And after that, I went to grad school in microbiology.
Oh.
That was in the mid-'80s, so a while ago,
Okay,
probably
so
before you were
really
born.
medieval times.
1980s.
1980s, okay. What do you see as the next step for microbiology? Like, what do you see as the next step for the science? I know a lot of them finding new techniques and isolating, stuff like that.
I mean, it's a broad area with lots of applications, because microbes just, you know, are involved in so many different biomes and different locations. But I would say that microbial interactions are going to be real important. So let me ask you, let's call a textbook of what microbiology is it's all about this idea of how does this particular strain behave versus that particular strain. And that's really brought us, you know, thousands of miles forward in understanding how microbes behave, but how different microbes influence each other's behavior is pretty unexplored to this point, and I think will be the next, at least one of the next big things. I'm no prophet, I don't have a little crystal ball, you know, but I would say that's going to be a big thing.
Finally, for any of the people watching, do you have any wise words or anything like that?
Well, I won't tell them the stuff their mom tells them, you know. I've got 2 boys in college myself, so I've got to be really careful here, you know. I know what they don't want to hear anymore. I would say number 1.
Well, that'll do it for the video.
Thank you, sir.
You're very welcome. You're a fun guest to have on. For those watching, there'll be subtitles so you can understand what he was saying the whole time. If you found this video interesting or entertaining, please remember to like, subscribe. Thank you very much. Thank you, Volker.
My pleasure, sir.
Very
Thank you.
entertaining to have you on.
Okay. And we are serious when we get to work.
All right.
Okay, thank you. That was fun.
Painless,
I
right?
appreciate it. I hope it doesn't come out too weird.
No.
And if they all laugh, they'll laugh in the virtual world where I won't be.